In January 1959, 9 experienced hikers led by Igor Dyatlov set off on an expedition to explore the treacherous Ural Mountains in Soviet Russia. The group consisted of skilled mountaineers from the Ural Polytechnical Institute, all well prepared for the harsh winter conditions. Their goal was to reach a remote area known as Otorten Mountain, a journey that would take them through some of the most unforgiving terrain in the world. Everything about their trip seemed routine at first. They documented their journey with photographs and journals, filled with notes about their progress and the cold but beautiful landscape. However, things took a dark turn when the group veered off course due to a snowstorm and ended up in an area known as Kolit Cycle, which translates to Dead Mountain in the local Mansi language. On February 1st, they set up camp on the slopes of Kolit Cycle. That night would be their last. When the group failed to return as scheduled, a search party was sent out on February 20th. Rescuers were not prepared for what they would find. The campsite, discovered on February 26th, immediately raised alarm bells. The tent had been slashed open from the inside, as if the hikers had fled in a panic. Even more bizarre, the footprints leading away from the tent were of people in socks or bare feet, despite the freezing temperatures. As rescuers followed the trail, they discovered the bodies of 2 hikers near a tree about a mile from the camp. Both were dressed inadequately for the freezing conditions, wearing only underwear and undershirts. Their hands were bloodied, and the bark of the nearby tree was scratched as if they had tried to climb it in desperation. A few days later, 3 more bodies were found between the tree and the campsite, lying in positions that suggested they had been attempting to return to the tent. Still, none of them were properly dressed for the extreme cold. There was no sign of foul play, but the circumstances were baffling. It wasn't until 2 months later, when the snow melted, that the remaining 4 hikers were found in a ravine 75 meters from the tree. These bodies revealed even stranger clues. One had a fractured skull, 2 others had severe chest injuries likened to a car crash, and 1 woman was missing her tongue and eyes. Yet, there were no external wounds on the bodies, and there was no sign of a struggle. Their clothes were found to have trace amounts of radiation. As the investigation unfolded, more questions than answers emerged. The Soviet authorities quickly shut down the case, concluding that the hikers had died from a compelling natural force. But this vague explanation did little to quell the growing speculation. Many theories have been proposed over the years, each more bizarre than the last. Avalanche theory. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the hikers fled their tent due to an avalanche. But the slope of the mountain was not steep enough to cause a significant avalanche, and no such event was recorded in the area at the time. Infrasound hypothesis. Some researchers suggest that the wind patterns in the area could have created a phenomenon known as infrasound, a low-frequency sound that can induce feelings of fear and panic. This might explain why the hikers fled the tent in terror. However, it doesn't explain the injuries or radiation. Military involvement. Given the Cold War context, some believe that the hikers stumbled upon a secret military experiment. There were reports of strange lights in the sky around the time of their deaths, leading to speculation about weapons tests or UFOs. The radiation found on the hikers' clothes supports this theory, but no definitive evidence has ever been produced. Paranormal theories. Others have suggested more supernatural explanations, such as an encounter with extraterrestrials or a Yeti attack. While these ideas are less grounded in reality, the bizarre nature of the injuries and the hikers' behavior lends itself to more fantastical interpretations. Mansi attack. Some have speculated that the local Mansi people, who considered the area sacred, may have attacked the group for trespassing on their land. However, the lack of external wounds or signs of a struggle weakens this theory. In 1959, the Soviet government was quick to close the case, labeling it an accident. However, many believe this was part of a larger cover-up. The secrecy surrounding the investigation, the lack of detailed autopsy reports, and the vague conclusions have fueled suspicions of foul play. For years, the files related to the incident were classified, and even when they were declassified in the 1990s, many details remained redacted. Some believe the government knew more than they were willing to reveal, possibly to conceal a military experiment gone wrong. In 2019, the Russian government reopened the case, but once again, they concluded that an avalanche was to blame. This explanation did little to satisfy those who believe there's more to the story. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains one of the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century. Decades after the tragic deaths of the 9 hikers, the case continues to captivate and baffle people around the world. Every new piece of information only seems to deepen the mystery. How did the hikers sustain such strange injuries? What compelled them to flee their tent in such a panicked state? And why were their clothes contaminated with radiation? Despite numerous investigations and endless speculation, the truth of what happened on that cold February night may never be known. The Dyatlov Pass incident remains an unsolved mystery, a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurk in the unknown. To this day, the pass where the hikers met their mysterious fate is known as Dyatlov Pass, in memory of the leader of the doomed expedition. The eerie silence of the Ural Mountains serves as a testament to the unsolved mystery, leaving behind more questions than answers.